year, Colonial Country. We are, for the first time in 2019, the calendar year 2019, jamming with the Jaybird. Jacycee Gebhard back again on Women's Hockey Weekly. And I guess I got to ask first, what is Christmas and New Year's, et cetera, in Saskatchewan like for the Gebhards?
It's a lot of fun. Get to visit with my nieces a lot, and the whole family kind of gets together. It's cold out, so we stay inside a lot, but it's a lot of fun.
Is there any pond hockey or anything of that nature going on?
Yeah, a little bit on the dugout. If it wasn't as cold this year, so it didn't freeze as much, so we didn't get to, but usually.
Were you one of those kids who grew up with like a lake behind the house, or would you have to like go somewhere to?
We usually just had the farm dugout, which is just like a little area of water that would usually freeze over.
Gotcha. And at this point, my goodness, I'm going to get winded listing your accomplishments. Again, a lot has happened since we last talked. December Player of the Month in CHA, National December Player of the Month, as just voted on recently by the Women's Hockey Commissioners Association. And when last we did see a play, that was in Minneapolis against Minnesota back that second week of December, you became only the sixth player in the history of the program to score 50 career goals. A tremendous statistical achievement right there. Just, I mean, all in all, your thoughts on your first half and the team's first half?
I thought definitely the team got better as we went on. I think probably the Penn State weekend was our best weekend as a team, but we're just hoping to carry what we kind of ended with and a little bit extra energy now into this weekend in the second half. But I thought overall the tough schedule we had, that we played pretty well, and we know that it's kind of time to peak now going into the last 12 games. But I think that we're just going to get stronger as we go down the stretch.
And to your point about that schedule, you guys went literally nonstop. 22 games played, the most games played at that point in the year in Division I. No bye weeks, no nothing. It felt like the semester break was maybe a little bit longer than usual, though I guess under the circumstances that was maybe a little bit of a blessing in disguise, yes?
I think, in my opinion, it was a little too long. It kind of feels like we're starting over almost, but I think that we kind of needed a couple weeks off after 22 games straight, but I think kind of this week everyone's starting to get back to how they felt before we left, so that's a good sign.
And non-conference play is over now. It is full steam ahead into CHA action. You have Syracuse this weekend up at Kennedy Ice Pavilion, 7 o'clock game, and the afternoon game on Saturday at 3 o'clock. And Syracuse is an interesting bunch. They also have played a very rigorous out-of-conference schedule. They're a battle-tested team, and they play a sneaky good game at home. They're tough to play on their home ice. What do you make of Syracuse going into this weekend?
Yeah, we know that it's tough to play in their barn, and they bring a lot of energy. They're a young team like us, so I think it's going to be a fast series, but we know they've played 5 games already since Christmas, and we haven't, so we're just going to take that as advantage us with a little bit more energy and a little bit more jump, but we know that we're going to have to be sharp to be able to take the 4 points, and we know they're critical, as Syracuse is always fighting for the first and second spot every year.
Is there anything the team can do to, for lack of a better phrase, be readier, in spite of, like you said, the long layoff, and avoid some of the counterproductivity that can come with a long layoff?
I think just starts with our practice at Syracuse tomorrow after the long bus ride, but I think it's just not to get too excited for the first period and not get too jumpy as some might after 5 weeks off without a game. I think it's just to be calm at the beginning and kind of build up from there, and not give them anything at the start until we can find our legs.
And lastly, this is crunch time we're getting into. This is the chase for that CHA three-peat, and hopefully more is going to start this weekend, and it's going to start in Syracuse. What can the team do to cross the finish line successfully and for the third year in a row be the first one to do it?
I think just stick how we are in practice. We know this is the time that we have to bear down, and there's no excuse for a bad practice or whatever, because we only get, say, 3 a week before we play, so there's not really any excuses anymore, and it's kind of time to figure out your role and just run with it, and if everybody does that, we'll definitely end up on top.
Again, 50 career goals for Jacycee Gebhard, and crossing my fingers we're going to see 50 more and then some before all is said and done. Jay, good luck in Syracuse this weekend.
Thanks, Matt.